Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into something that's, well, the absolute heart of the English language. It's the one part of speech that really gives every single sentence its power and its purpose.
So, I've got a question for you right off the bat. Just think about any sentence you've ever read or said. What do you think is the single most powerful word in it?
If you guessed the verb, you are absolutely right. A sentence can technically get by without a noun or an adjective, but there is no way it can exist without a verb. It's truly the engine, the part that brings everything else to life.
So what is a verb officially? Well, it's a word that does one of two really important jobs. It either expresses an action, something someone or something does, or it expresses a state of being, what someone or something is. Now this is where it gets really interesting. See, verbs fall into two main categories, and understanding the difference, that's the first huge step to mastering them. Let's break down action verbs versus linking verbs. So you can kind of think of verbs as having two main jobs. On one hand, you have action verbs, and they show a clear activity. Something is happening. Linking verbs, on the other hand, they act more like a bridge, just connecting the subject to more information about it. They're two very different roles, but both are absolutely crucial for building a sentence.
Okay, let's start with the one we're probably all most familiar with, action verbs. These are the doing words. They can be physical actions, things like run or write, or they can be mental actions like study or think. Take a look at this sentence. I study English every day. Pretty simple, right? So what's the action being performed here? It's study. That's our action verb, telling us exactly what the subject, I, is doing.
Now for the other type, linking verbs. These guys don't show any action at all. Instead, their entire job is to connect or link the subject to a word that describes it. I actually like to think of them as an equal sign in the sentence. The most common ones are forms of the verb to be, like is, am, and are.
And this example? Oh, it's perfect. In the sentence, she is happy, the word is isn't showing an action. It's just connecting the subject, she, to her state of being, happy. So, she equals happy. See how that works? It's a connection, not an action.
Okay, so verbs have another superpower. They can basically time travel. They change their form to tell us when an action is happening. Is it happening now, in the present, or did it happen in the past? We call this tense.
Let's use our verb study as an example again. In the present, we say study. But if the action already happened in the past, it becomes studied. And the past participle, which we use for some trickier tenses, is also studied. The simple ed ending is a super common pattern for regular verbs. But I gotta warn you, some of the most common verbs in English love to break the rules.
All right, that's enough of me just explaining things. The best way to learn is by actually doing it. So let's try to spot some verbs together. You ready? All right, first one up. He runs fast. So, what do you think? Which word in there is showing the action?
You got it. It's runs. That's a classic action verb telling us exactly what he does. Great start.
Okay, awesome. How about this sentence? They are students.
Now think for a second. Is there an action happening here, or is something just being connected?
Right again. The verb is are, and that is a linking verb, connecting the subject, they, to who they are, students. You can really see the different jobs they have now, can't you?
Okay, you are doing great. So, it's time for one last quick challenge. Let's see you spot this next verb all on your own.
We eat breakfast.
I'll give you a moment. Find that verb.
The verb is eat. It's a really clear action verb, isn't it? Excellent work. You're definitely getting the hang of this. So, let's just quickly go over the most important stuff. Verbs are the absolute heart of a sentence, right? They show either an action or a state of being. And knowing the two main types, action and linking, and remembering that they change to show time, that gives you real control over your writing and speaking. This isn't just about grammar. It's the toolkit you need for clear communication.
So you now have the keys to the engine that drives every single sentence. The only question left is what are you going to build with it? What ideas will you power? Thanks so much for joining me today.